Hey guys, I'm here at the Cone School here in Nashville, and I'm here to represent the Making Comics classes with Nashville Community Ed. This event is going on from 10 until 1, and it's open and free to the public. As you guys might be able to see in the way background, there's a farmer's market going on. So come down, learn about some of the really awesome classes that Nashville Community Ed has to offer, and do a little bit of grocery shopping while you're at it. So since you guys are here at my table, I want to tell you about my two classes that are going on this fall. We have a Making Comics class, and then we have an intermediate comics class for artists who are already familiar with making comics, familiar with the process, and would like to maybe mess around with digital materials, would like experience with scanners, would like access to a large format printer. That's what my intermediate comics class offers. They are both 6-week classes, and the point is to make a zine or a mini comic like those shown here on the spinner rack. These are all student comics. So this is the fruit of 2 semesters of making comics. I'm very proud of their hard work. Feel free to pick up any, flip through any that strike your fancy or that you're interested in.
Now I have that, but
I myself am a children's comic artist. I have a webcomic / print comic 7-inch Terra, and my work is also in several anthologies. And I have an MFA from SCAD, so that's a Master of Fine Arts in Sequential Art from the Savannah College of Art and Design. So I bring to you guys the experience and the knowledge that I learned not only while at SCAD, but while being a professional comic artist for the past 10 years. I bring that education and that experience to you guys in the 6 weeks that we spend together. So I think it's really a phenomenal deal. Each class is 2 hours long. They run from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and on Thursdays. And it's just $69 for all 6 classes. That's not $69 per class period. That's $69 for the entire 6 weeks. That gets you access to the materials that comic artists use to make their comics. It gets you access to all the knowledge that's inside my brain meats. It gets you access to our classroom. It also gets you your own finished, printed, stapled, completed zine or mini comic. I handle the printing for you guys, so you don't have to worry about paying that. So $69 in your transportation fee is all you have to pay. And if you cannot make all 6 classes, I have worked with my students before to meet up with them, to do things online. So if you have to miss 1 or 2 classes, we're really flexible. The only thing I really ask with intermediate comics is that you have comic experience already, you have completed a 8-page comic in the past, and you have the drive and motivation necessary to be able to work on your comic independently, because our class time is going to be spent doing things like playing around with watercolor, playing around with Copic markers, learning how to use a scanner, learning how to use a large format printer, laying things out in Affinity Publisher, printing our own comics. So that's the only thing I really ask regarding intermediate comics. For neither class do you need to be an accomplished artist. I have classes where I teach perspective and where I teach figure drawing. For neither class do you need to be an accomplished writer. Zines and mini comics have a wide range of art, a wide range of ability. So I really want people of all skill levels and all ages to consider taking this class. So if you've always wanted to learn how to draw, if you've always wanted to make your own book, if you always wanted to make your own comic, this could be a great opportunity for you. We have special dispensation from NCE. Kids as young as 13 can take this class if a parent is taking it with them, and kids 16 and older can take this class on their own, and then it's just open to anyone who's interested in learning how to make their own books, comics, and zines. At the end of our 6 weeks together, we have a zine exchange. Our last zine exchange was held at the Groove in East Nashville. You guys, there's photos of that for sure on my Instagram. I might have a video here on this channel that you guys can check out, but that went really awesome. Myself and NCE provided food, provided drinks for the students. Some of the students brought their own food. We traded and exchanged zines. It was open to the public, so we had other people who were interested in zines coming in and checking them out. And I hope to arrange something equally awesome for this exchange. So,
Where can they sign up?
Oh, you can sign up through Nashville Community Ed. You can sign up through their website, or you can come on down to the Cone School. There is a tent just 3 tables down from me where you can come and sign up. It takes like 10 minutes. There's also scholarships available for their classes, and those are need-based scholarships. So if you would like to take any of the NCE Community Ed classes and you can't quite swing it, there are scholarships available, and you don't have to jump through all these hoops to be accessible for them, because Nashville Community Ed is really dedicated to affordable community education for all kinds of people. And comics is not the only class they offer. They have classes in like Mandarin Chinese, they have classes in Spanish, they have classes in using your phone, they have classes in starting your own podcast, they have leatherworking classes and fencing classes and martial arts classes and cooking, loads of cooking classes, guitar, singing, voice acting, all sorts of really cool comics. So community ed is really expansive. There's business-oriented classes, classes on starting your own business, entrepreneurship, yoga classes. Actually, Joseph, if you wouldn't mind, would you do a little walk just to kind of show? You don't want to do a walk? Okay. That's fair enough. Anyway, there's all kinds of really cool classes through Nashville Community Ed, and you can learn more at their website, and you can check out photos from the classes over on the Nashville Community Ed Instagram. So, unless you still want to flip through things, look at things, ask me questions, that might be it.
Yeah, we'll see you here.
Huh?
I said we'll see you here.
Yeah, I hope so. I think being able to offer a comic class, a drawing class through Community Ed is just really phenomenal. As you guys know, doing affordable education is really, affordable art education is really important to me. I don't just believe that people who have a bunch of money or who are willing to go into massive amounts of debt deserve access to art education. So it's been a real pleasure to be able to offer these sort of classes through Nashville Community Ed, and to have the time, the 6 weeks of time to be able to do that, because a lot of my classes, I'm forced to do them as standalone classes, and they have to be very self-contained. And while that's valuable, I think having this time span together where we get to know each other and we can critique each other's work and we can grow and help each other develop, I think that's just really fantastic. So I'm so pleased that I can offer comic classes here through Community Ed, and I'm so pleased that they are so affordable for people. It's the sort of price point where if a parent has a kid who wants to learn how to draw comics, they can afford to do that. It's the sort of price point where if you're a 20-something and you always enjoyed art, but you never had access to art education, for whatever reason, you can come take this class. If you're an older person and you've always enjoyed drawing and you want to hone your drawing and you've just never had the time or the access or the classes, or you couldn't afford to take classes elsewhere, it's very affordable for that. So I'm just super pleased to be able to offer this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this fall students will bring to the table. So the classes for making comics, that's the introductory class, that starts on September 5th and runs until, I want to say, September 23rd. And then the intermediate comic class starts on the 11th and runs through the 23rd as well. Wonderful. Oh, thank you guys. These are pages from my own comic, 7-inch Kara. It's a children's comic about a tiny girl named Kara who makes friends with a human girl named Naomi. So it's a really sweet story about family and friendship and solving conflicts through communication and working together.
We were just talking about it. Didn't they ever tell you on that part? Didn't they interview you on?
I wish, no.
Neat.
Well, if you're interested in learning how to make your own comics, I do have a comic making class here through Community Ed.
I got your number.
Yeah.
How much is your book?
My book is 15, and it comes with your choice of one of two really cute wooden charms, which is nice because as the kids reading, they have like a manipulative.
Is that the one that be on the back of the thing? So how do you print it or you just?
Yeah. We were just talking about graphic novels.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's the age group that you're talking about?
For this,
Anybody.
middle, I would like to say all ages, but it's really aimed at middle grade. So like 7 to 10, 7 to 11-year-olds. And this is volume 1. This has been out for a little while. And these are pages from volume 2, which is going to be out this fall. So this is all new stuff.
The open house is at Cone School in Nashville. So it is
Well, it's many hours of
next to the
sacrifice.
Richland Park Library.
I'm a big believer that anyone can learn
I don't
how to
know
draw
too many other
because I was a
landmarks in the
writer,
area,
and I got tired of
unfortunately.
working with artists, so I was like, I'm
But
gonna learn how to draw.
it's either
And I just
in or
realized
directly
it's
next to Sylvan Parks in Nashville, Tennessee.
About 2 hours every day for 10 years. It can be done.
Wow. I can't imagine. You don't suppose that because I have no money with me.
Sure.
Do you sell these at Parnassus by any chance?
I wish.
Oh, do you? I got this for Sophia for Christmas. Yeah. My
I can also
granddaughter.
dedicate it to her.
Oh, really? Thank you. My granddaughter she reads, I don't know if you read other graphic novels.
I
but
do.
She likes, of course, the Capstronauts. Who doesn't love them?
Right, that's so
And
perfect.
all of the, is it Dora and the Unicorn series?
Oh, I know the one.
Oh my
is it
gosh.
Phoebe and
Phoebe,
Phoebe.
Phoebe, that's it.
By
Oh my
Dana
goodness.
Nowhere close to
Simpson.
Europe.
Is
It's
it?
in the
Yeah,
United
I don't know who the
States.
author is, but they are laugh out loud funny.
You don't feel nothing. You go to sleep.
She had very little, she's 9, she has very little interest in reading, but boy, she goes through, she'll read her graphic novel.
I'm gonna walk around briefly while Becca does a quick transaction to show you guys what else there is here. All right.
Doing this for yourself or the?
My fiance is doing a live stream. She's teaching a comics class, and she's talking to somebody right now. So I figured I would just show the rest of the event while.
You have to read the story.
Now the quilt's mine.
The story. Well, you have to read it.
So I work with the Artnerds business.
Yeah.
Careful. I don't know if it was on camera, but I saw it. You're okay.
Did she do that?
Pretty good.
The middle one is probably better.
This is the fencing class. I think that's Donovan, one of the teachers.
It really depends.
There's a writing on the.
The left will have an advantage because the writing's not used to it. Once you do get used to it, there are ways to take advantage of the left-handed pencil.
No, yeah.
Oh, I keep me a little bag for you, and I can address it. Thank you so much. How do you spell her name?
It's Sophia with a PH, I am so impressed that you taught yourself to do this. I can't believe it. Oh, look at the sparkles on her here. It's amazing.
Becca, did you want to end the live stream?
Yeah, I do.
You can flip through the comics. All those are comics that people have made in the class.
Wow. Oh, people made these? Oh,
Yeah, over 6 weeks. And at the end of the semester, they all exchanged, so everyone got each other's comics and, you know, just talked about them, chatted about what their inspirations were and things.
wow.
what they struggled with, because this is almost everyone's first comic they've ever made. So, yeah.
We get people of all ages.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I used to dream in comics in my late 20s, and I thought I was losing my mind. It's very reassuring.
Usually my comic dreams are that I finish the comic and I'm like ready to move up like next comic time.
But yeah, if you know anyone interested in taking the class, please take one of the flyers.
I think I got one.
Oh, okay.
And that's open to, if it's somebody age 13 and up, they do need to take it with a parent or guardian, and anyone 16 and up can just take the class.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you, Becca.
Thank you. Oh, hey.
Hey!
I'm good.
No, I know. I'm always telling people about your comic and that you did it.
Yeah, I was just flipping through it on the stream, actually, so.
And they're always like, no way. And I'm like, no, really, with a Gudetama multi-pin. I didn't think it could be done, but it was done.
I had so much fun. I'm doing it again. So, like, when is your next
Awesome.
session?
Okay, so I have an intermediate comics class that I think you'd be perfect for. It's so I'm hoping it'll be a smaller class because I'm going to bring in like computers so that people can use like layout programs. They can learn how to letter digitally, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping we can keep that class smaller.
So you don't have to make the comic digitally, but
Right.
some of the post-processing
Like lettering
stuff.
and laying it out. And I'm going to bring in my printer and have y'all print your own zines. So, but I know you're capable of doing it outside of our class. So you would be a shoo-in for it. Because that's the only problem is there's not going to be a lot of class time to actually work on the comic. Yeah. Because we're going to be I'm going to bring in my Copics, I'm going to bring in Watercolor. Yeah.
Just like practicing stuff.
Yup, like pretty much whatever
Are you
y'all
talking about the intermediate one?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So what do you think if you want to do that?
I mean, if I can.
And at the end, we're going to do another zine exchange, but it's going to be with both classes.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get a nice big mix. And if you have any friends who want to make comics, bring them regular making comics class. I appreciate that.
How did the summer class go?
We ended up canceling it because we only had 4 people sign up. I know. I thought it was going to be perfect for teens, and it was not really.
Yeah, I guess people have such different schedules maybe
Yeah,
in the
I
summer.
think it was
hard to nail it down.
Because it was at 2 o'clock in the day, which is, if you work, you can't do
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah, I should have seen that.
I would have done it, but we were busy earlier this summer.
Honestly, canceling it ended up being a good thing because it gave me time to work on myself.
Yeah, we actually had the necklace laser cut. Oh,
How's
sorry.
your summer?
It's going. It's here. It's going.
This is impressive. Like, do you make all this yourself? Is this printed or carved?
These are laser cut by a company called Pinocchio, and they will laser cut any design you see.
Like the necklace, for instance,
So
that you're
these
wearing.
are all things that I designed, and then he helped me get them digitized so that we could get them cut. So what they do is they send a big sheet, and I poke them out, and I do the rest of the finishing myself. So I either paint them or I add, pick them up. These are my brand new ones. So they're not even...
So they give you a big sheet and then you gotta poke them out. And then you say finishing, like you have to stain it or
No,
something?
I can if I want to because it will accept a stain, but I either paint them and seal them or I glue the findings on the back.
You can pick things up.
So like some of
This
them
is
are more
Becca's
pinbacks,
comic.
and some of them have like a loop.
It's an all-ages comic.
These are for necklaces.
And these are all original characters,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Jill,
Yeah, I don't
I
think-
don't
yeah, I don't have
know
any
when the
fan
new
art.
charms are going to be
They're all
available.
Something I made up.
She
or like a
did
real
prep
design.
some
I like all your Pokemon.
specifically for
Oh, thank you. Yeah, those are not.
show.
Those are not mine. But I brought them because like there's a farmer's market going on, so I figured there's a lot of parents with kids.
So she put some of the findings and things on the charms over the past few nights, but she hasn't yet made the listing available online. I'm sure if you send her an email just with what design you want, she could send it off to you, but they should be available in the store, I would say, in the next
And
2 to 3 weeks. A lot of stuff going
I'll just
on.
keep you up with all the things. So at 12, I'm leaving because I'm teaching a comic boot camp down at Plaza. So if you're ever interested in like Copic classes, watercolor classes, I teach those for like this kind of illustration.
Pinocchio can laser cut most materials. I'm not sure what you mean by your mouse.
We have never been to that.
If you mean a mouse design, yeah, they can laser cut almost
And they do
anything. There's some
classes, and in
restrictions,
October, they have this
but they're
big
pretty
event called
minimal.
Hands on Creativity,
Basically,
where you bring
anything
love
similar to of what you see here can be done on virtually any material. So if you just go to Pinocchio.com, or if you search Pinocchio on Becca's blog, natasoup.blogspot.com, it'll describe the process of laser cutting things.
Yeah.
They sell different things.
Do
So I
they?
hit both of them.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go sign up.
Yes, thank you. All right, I'll see you in September then. Are you still?
Yeah,
Okay,
I asked
all
you
right.
if
You were
you...
asking questions.
No, people have been talking in the
That's
chat.
cool. Hi
So
guys, I didn't realize. I mean, I know we're doing this live, but I didn't realize people were here.
Jill Wiswall said your setup looks great. They hope your class fills up. There's someone in chat who's in Europe, so unfortunately they can't take the class.
Oh, but I do post class materials on my Patreon for patrons.
So one thing that I think we didn't mention, although you may have heard Becca talking to people about it, is we're going to be here until 1 p.m. So if anyone watches this on August the 2nd, the 3rd? Yeah, August the 3rd.
Think about it.
We're going to be here Saturday until 1 p.m. So come by, sign up for the class, or buy things, talk to us.
I actually leave at 12 to go teach a very condensed version at Plaza.
I'll give it some thought. Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
hi, good morning.
thank you guys for joining us.
Hi.
We'll see you here.
And you guys can sign up through the Nashville Community Ed website. If you are in the Nashville area but you couldn't make it here today, you can still sign up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.